Good morning, YouTube. All right, it is 10:27 a.m. and I am here to give an update of my Grubhub and Instacart ship shift last night. As if y'all was in Atlanta, some of y'all know it was pouring down like cats and dogs like last night. It looked like the sky had fell out, and the weather was so bad. I felt like I was the only driver in Atlanta doing Grubhub last night. So let me go back and tell you about my Instacart experience last night. Well, yesterday. So yesterday I did Instacart from two to 8. And of course, I'm in Lawrenceville. I was doing the Lawrenceville market since I live closer to Lilburn and Snellville. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to stay and do Lawrenceville this week. So I've done Lawrenceville this entire week, and I'm still within the 20 batches guarantee. So I said, okay, well, until I reach my 20th batch, I might as well try to get as many hours that I could possibly get with Instacart. So yesterday, I'm on 78 at the Chick-fil-A. I think I downloaded that video, and I just basically waited. I waited at that Chick-fil-A, had me lunch. I didn't have my laptop with me, but I had, my phone making videos, watching videos, of course. And I said, okay, well, I'm just going to sit here. Ain't no point driving up and down the road doing any type of looking for orders, because one thing I can tell you with Instacart, everything is going to be on the map. If the map shows up, it will show, like a big old red dot or whatever, and it will tell you where your hot zones are. So it was no dots anywhere. So I sat there and waited. I said, okay, it'll probably pick up around 4 or 5 o'clock. Well, about to go home. So anyway, and lo and behold, after sitting there for a while, I said, okay, let me go ahead and, it was going on 5 o'clock. I said, let me go ahead and start driving and see if anything will show up. And lo and behold, it did. So I drove down 78, and then I went back I said, okay, you know what? Let me go to the Publix that I did some deliveries for, or shops. So I'm driving about 3 miles down, going to this Publix off of 5 Trickham Road. I guess that would be Lilburn, that would be Lilburn. And lo and behold, I saw the dot, and I was like, okay, let me try to head towards that way. So I'm a half a mile from the Publix, and just as I thought, I got a request to do a full shop. It was about, and I was right there driving it just couldn't work this perfectly. Driving down 5 Chicken Road, then it says, go to the Publix on 5 Chicken Road. And I accepted the order, went, did the grocery shopping, and it went pretty good. And I swear to God, I don't know what it is. I have to start scanning who's the fastest in terms of checkouts. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like a long lines at Publix or anything, but I managed to go under my time. I finished and delivered on time. So I go to I'm driving 3 miles down the house, and of course the instructions. Anytime a customer always write these long instructions, it's the 8th house on the left and the right, as if you don't have GPS. As long as I have the address, I'm gonna find your house. So I pulled up, and I said, after I started to doubt myself, is this the right house? Because the house was black, no lights on, no nothing. So I pulled up, went up to the steps, and Then I said, there's nobody home. So I already had marked it delivered because I said, I don't want the time to keep running. I said, I'm there, So I pulled out of the parking lot and I said, okay, maybe if and I said, I'm going to just go around the corner and come back. So the minute I got out the parking lot and drove like a few feet and trying to go around the corner and then come back, then this guy just comes, I guess he flagged me down in his car. He says, oh, are you the Teresa with Instacart? No, he didn't say my name, for delivery. I said, oh, yes. I was about to turn around. And he said, oh, I was trying to rush to get back home. And he was coming home from work. So I said, okay, I'll just go ahead and follow you back. So we went back to this house. And I didn't go that far. And he says, I was trying to beat you to the house before you got here. And I said, oh, I was just going to go around. I was going to circle around the corner and come back. So he says, oh, I apologize. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. So, at that point I had dropped off his deliveries, groceries. And I got, let me see, what did I make? Let me see. I'm going to go back. Choo-choo. And I didn't get a tip from that, and I didn't get a tip. I'm trying not to make this, trying not to be anal about these tips, but I don't know. I just don't understand what it is. So the grocery bill came up to about over $100, and I had 32 items. I made $9.75. And at 40 cents or 35 cents or whatever it was $12.80. So I made $22.55 in that one delivery. And it was 6 hours that I was logged on that day. So at that point, the sky just came out. I mean, it was pouring down. So at that, so I had finished delivering that order. I still had about 30 minutes. I had about 30 minutes before my time was going to be over with Instacart. So I just simply started going down Lawrenceville Highway, and it was so bad. And then after that, I had to log on to Grubhub. Now my block with Grubhub started at 7 o'clock, from 7 to 10. So since my time with Instacart wasn't going to be over until 8 o'clock, and I was already finished with that one and only delivery, and I was driving down Lawrenceville Highway, the weather was so bad. The customer even told me, he said he was driving and he said the storm is coming. So it was so bad. I mean, I got an order from Grubhub. And the Grubhub order, I'm in Lilburn, all the way in Gwinnett. And they wanted me to go to Buford Highway to some Asian restaurant off of Buford Highway. Shang Cafe or Saigon Cafe or something like that. So when I saw that the tip was about $17, I said, shh. And that's not even including the $3 delivery fee. I took it. But the weather was so bad, it started pouring down, and I had to pull at the gas station. One, I had to get some gas. And I had to pull aside the road because I couldn't even see in front of me. That's how bad it was. So I said, let me wait until some of this rain subsided some, because I just couldn't see at all. And Teresa, do not drive on no highways when it's raining like that. I would take every back street, whatever. So so at that point, I'm driving down Lawrenceville Highway, and then Instacart notified me my ship was over. And I didn't get any more orders for the night, which I didn't expect I was getting any more anyway. And so I made it my way to Buford Highway. Now, coming from Lawrenceville Highway, as you going down La Vista, going to Buford Highway, which is closer to Chambly, is really not that bad. It's about 10 miles. So it's not that bad to go to Buford Highway, coming from where I live and coming from Lilburn and Gwinnett. So there's many shortcuts you can get there quickly. But so I finally got there at the restaurant, and it was 8:10. Now the customer order, let me tell y'all something. God must be good. God must be good all the time, because I picked up the order. The person lived literally across the street. Let's say this is the restaurant and this is the person's house across the street. So then it was this black girl, this black guy, and I had dropped off their food. I was like, so at that point, the apartment complexes, some of those apartments on Buford Highway, it is so dang backwards. It's backwards. You go into so many apartment complexes, how the high numbers are in the front, the low numbers in the back, and then it's not even, it wasn't that hard. I just went across the street. I was like, 0.2 miles. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? 0.2 miles. I said, man, to make $20 over, So I went there. Then I told him I was there. And then the guy came out to the car. He says, oh, did she tip you? No. He says, oh, everything fine? I said, no, everything's fine. She said, she tipped through the app. He was going to give me another tip. But I said, no, she tipped me already. Dumb. I should have said, I should have let him give me another tip. I said, no, let me not do that. That's being greedy. I said, no, she tipped me. But I could assure you, if that was a $2, $3 tip, I would have been like, I don't know. Then I would have said, okay. But since it was a $17, almost $18 in a tip to deliver food across the street, I said, oh no, that's fine. No problem. So then after that, I proceeded through my day. And then the other place was across the street, another Mexican restaurant. And that was a pretty good tip too. As I was delivering to the other location, I get pinged before I could finish the other delivery to go to this other place. And I was like, okay, now, am I the only one that's doing Grubhub tonight? Because it was like back to back to back. But luckily for me, all these places was like right there. Now, let me tell y'all. Now, I'm gonna look at my numbers, the Grubhub. Now, I'm looking at yesterday's task, and I had 6 deliveries. I worked 6 hours. I only accepted half of the deliveries. Now, let me back up. I did have a lunch run from 11 to 2, and that was pretty good. I had some big orders for lunches. So just by taking 2 orders, I already made $35 already with lunch. And I had to rush back and do Instacart. So when I did the dinner run yesterday, I ended up doing 4 more orders, and I ended my night making $81.19 plus a $5 tip. So not only did I get tipped through the app, there's one guy at the hotel, I got tipped $5 and more again. Now I could have got that other cash tip from that other guy when he offered it, but I was like, no. I said, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So anyway, yesterday Grubhub was pretty good. I made $81.19. That didn't include the $5 tip, and then with Instacart making $22. So that was pretty good. It was a pretty good night. And let me tell y'all, me, I had this one order that Instacart keeps sending me out now. I was down the street from this other restaurant. Well, it was about 10 minutes for me, but this is, 10 minutes to get down to Buford Highway. But I'm glad I didn't take it, because if I took that cheap order, it was $4 and some change. But then I said, why did think so? Anytime I see $4 and some change, that means it's going to be cash tip. So I looked at it. I said, no, that's too low. I'm not going to sit here, drive in the dang typhoon rain for you not to leave me a cash tip. And then when I looked at the address where I was going to, it was further, it was not, it was a little bit further ways. I said, no, I rejected it. 3 times. They keep sending it to me, the same order. I said, hell no. And the reason why I didn't accept it was because, number one, all the orders that I had was so late because of the weather, except for that last order for the night when we was going to the hotel. That was the only one that was ordered at 9:15, and he got his order 15 minutes later when I was in Buckhead. That was the only one that was on time. Everybody else, they was delayed. It was no drivers anywhere to pick up those orders that I had. But you know what? They lost. And I made some really good money. I've been making some pretty good tips lately with Grubhub. In a 3-4 hour block, I make $80. And I've been doing that for the last couple of days lately. Not complaining, but I don't know what's going on. People are, people are giving up their blocks. It's taking a long time for people to pick them up. I just think people are just kind of not want to do it anymore. Or they got some other things involved, or they're doing some other things. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is, but I may not be doing it too long myself, because I have a job interview with this temp agency tomorrow to go work as a accounting specialist for ADT in Alpharetta. It's a 6-month assignment, so I hope that it works out well. And then I got an email from State Farm to take this pre-employment test, which I took 7 months ago when I didn't pass it. And I'll be taking a test with State Farm to work in sales consultant customer service. So my resumes are finally getting noticed, and that's a good thing. So hopefully I'll be going back to the workforce pretty soon by the summer. But I'm going to still do Grubhub and Instacart even once I go back to work. It may be downscaled tremendously in the hours, of course, but I'm going to keep doing Grubhub and Instacart. I'm going to work it out in such a way where I'm going to still work with them. And I guess once I go back to work, a regular, real job, then I'm going to really miss working with Grubhub. Now, I'm going to tell you, Grubhub is pretty good because they don't throw you under the bus. And the reason why I say that is because yesterday I was going to Gino's Pizza, and they already knew I accepted the order 5 minutes prior to them calling me. So when the customer service rep called me, she was like, the customer's she wants to know how long it's going to be with your order, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm on my way there now. Well, can you give me an estimate time? I said, well, I'm on the phone with you, so I can't really look at it, but I'm literally like 2 minutes from Gino's. It'll be about 10 minutes. But I told her, I said, it is raining cats and dogs here in Atlanta. It's thundering, lightning, storm. And she was like, girl, I know, I understand. People be wanting their food. I just don't, I just didn't want her just to cancel her order. She didn't want, I'm just preventing her from not wanting to cancel her order. She know darn well that lady was not going to cancel that order. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because when I finally picked up the garlic knots and the pizza, it was at the Marriott. Was it the Marriott? The Marriott, one of those parent companies, the Marriott off of Lenox. So she knew that she wasn't going to be going out, and then she was at the hotel. She wasn't going to leave and find no food in no dang storming weather rain. No. And in the Marriott where she was at, they didn't have a restaurant or anything else. So she had no choice but to order food from whomever. And regardless of whomever she would order from, it would have took a while. It took a minute before she got any kind of orders delivered. Not in that weather. So, but she wasn't, it was a white lady, she wasn't tripping or anything. So she was like, I didn't expect it to be an hour. I said, well, I apologize. The minute I gave her, I said, ma'am, I do apologize, blah, blah, blah. But come on. With Grubhub on the app, it'll tell you if they found a driver to pick up the food. So it tells them, we have not yet found a driver to pick up the order. And it'll give them that update and tells them that. So the minute somebody picks it up, they notify, your order has been assigned, someone's picking up your order, and they're about to deliver it. So they know all of that. So I get to Gino's Pizza, and they were like, it's been, Grubhub needs to hire more drivers, and I looked at the counter, I see all these orders lined up. Are you Uber Eats? I said, no, I do Uber Eats, but I'm not turning on my app. They had food orders for a whole bunch of Uber Eats orders, laying out bags. And then I guess I must have been the only Grubhub order, because I could assure you, if the Grubhub at Gino's Pizza had 2-3 orders, they would have given all of them to me. They was like, oops, let's give all these 3 to Teresa to deliver. And I would have gone to each of those places to deliver that food. That's what they did. So I said, I don't know why they're not hiring any more drivers in Atlanta. I don't know, but they do need to hire more drivers in Atlanta for real. But from what I start to notice with Uber Eats, those restaurants are getting fed up with Uber Eats, because they don't have people come into Uber to pick up the food for Uber Eats anymore. The food's just laying there. Grubhub may be snatching these businesses away from Uber Eats, because at least they're getting their orders picked up much quicker compared to Uber Eats. Those food is just laying there. And I know I'm guilty for it, because I know one thing. That order from that other restaurant, from the Shackle Crab House or Crab Shack or whatever it was, ain't nothing in that place cheap. No seafood place is going to be really inexpensive. Even the most nastiest seafood place on Memorial Drive, we wanting $10 for some little platter of fake tilapia fish that, So these little Asian seafood places, they be wanting $15, $20, $25, whatever. And I'm like, no, you're not gonna sit here and give me put no cash tip on your app and want me to pick it up in the dang pouring downright rain, because see, I already made over my guarantee quota. So when I see cash tip and it's raining, pouring down, cats and dogs, I'm not picking it up. I ain't picking nothing up for $4. And that was my mistake. All this time, I've been making that mistake. I was trying to be 100%. Let me pick up every single order. Going 20 minutes to get the order for $3, $4. Nope, not doing that no more. Because see, now I said, you know what? All I gotta do, if I'm gonna have to travel, and I should have known this, because someone told me who's been doing it for over a year with Grubhub. They said, oh no, if that order is not $7, $8, $9, I'm not picking it up. Then he says, I said, you don't worry about getting a guarantee? He said, I always make more than a guarantee. And I always have 50% acceptance or 60% acceptance rate. I said, really? How do you do that? He said he doesn't leave beyond the delivery zones of all with all the restaurants. If he's in Dunwoody or Sandy Springs, and there's a lot of restaurants over there, he doesn't go outside of that area. He stays in that zone, in that 2 to 5 mile radius, and stay within those restaurants. And anything that takes him out of that zone where he got to go somewhere else, and they only paying $4 or $5, he doesn't take it. He don't take it. He said the only way he's gonna go outside of his little delivery zones that he picks up food from is if he's getting $20. If it's $20, then he's gonna go out to Alpharetta and pick up the food and deliver. But he said anything less, he stays where he's at because he can make more money and he can pick up more orders and deliver it quicker. Because one thing with Grubhub is when you order from Grubhub, when you put your address in, the restaurants that's going to pick up is only going to be within that 3 mile radius or maybe 5 mile radius. Anything outside of that, you can't order. You can't live in Stone Mountain where Grubhub may have a delivery zone at and say, oh, I want food from Alpharetta to be delivered. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to pop up and they're not going to do that. So I said, you know what? That's what I need to do as a delivery person. Stay in my area in North Drew Hills, Emory, La Vista, and pick up only within those zones and stay there. And just pick up and deliver. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now, yesterday they said I didn't accept orders from my favorite place, Noodles. They said I missed the order with that. I don't see how. I had missed, of course I didn't take that order from that Shackle place. I rejected that 3 times. No, I was like, well, that didn't happen. How did that happen? I know I rejected that Shackle place, but I must have missed Noodles because it was storming. And I was talking on the phone with somebody, so that may have affected. But it didn't make a difference last night because I made way more money and didn't have to do 100%. So that's how my night ended, so it was pretty good. I made over $100 and I still chilled and relaxed. But that weather was so bad last night. I was like, oh goodness. So I'm glad that everything went safely and y'all stay safe too. So I'm finished now. So I'm just going to talk to y'all later. All right. And if you care to comment, please comment, subscribe, and I will get back with y'all later. See yous.